So it's no secret that for the past few years, the Minecraft community has been begging Mojang to add an update to the end, overhauling the dimension with new biomes, structures, mobs, building blocks, loot, etc. And with each year that goes by, everyone is so sure that the next update will be the end update. But the community has been saying this since 1.16's Nether update, and we are still yet to see any changes made to the desolate and barren dimension. Now with the switch to the game drop system instead of one major update per year, people are even more worried that the potential for an end update is gone. Well, what gives? Is all hope for Minecraft's end update lost? Well, we have to break down the contributing factors that go into Minecraft updates, and specifically if an end update is currently even possible. These contributing factors include the new game drop system, the actual content and ideas behind the update, and most importantly, player demand. While it's clear that player demand is definitely there, you have to wonder, if it's so high, what's keeping Mojang from actually changing the end? Are they scared of messing it up? Is it too large of a project? There's so many questions that could be asked on why we haven't gotten an end update, and just to be clear, I do believe that it is inevitable we will one day receive an end update. The concern is whether or not that update will be within the next 2 or 3 years, or if it's gonna be in 10 years. Especially now with the content drop system, will they be able to do a full major update centered around the end? Mojang switching their release schedule to contain smaller but more frequent updates is what I believe to be the biggest factor in play when determining if an end update is on the near horizon. Mojang did say they would continue to work on larger scale updates with the game drop system, but it's hard to determine what large means in this context. Large could mean an update sizable to the Pale Garden, or it can mean an update similar to 1.21's Tricky Trial update. The problem with the game drop system is that if they want to frequently update the game, they can't really take on a project as big as the end update, as it would require a majority of their time and resources. Nobody wants half an end update either. If the end is to be updated, it shouldn't be a mini drop with one new mob and one new biome. It should be one full package like the Nether update. Now the other factor with the game drop system is we could see an end update released over the course of multiple drops, each bringing a new biome or a new mob or dungeon with each drop. This would keep the game fresh year round while still allowing Mojang to fully develop an end-centered update. The only reason I don't necessarily love this idea is it wouldn't quite hold the same impact as if it were to all be released at once. Not to mention, you would have to travel incredibly far to reach new land for content to generate with each drop. Now don't get me wrong, I'd rather receive an end update in increments than not at all, but I don't see Mojang taking that route. It's really hard to say if we'll be able to receive a major end update under this new game drop system, as if we do, it may end up being worked on in the background over the course of multiple development cycles until it's fully ready with a completely separate team. We're just gonna have to wait and see if this new game drop system allows for major updates as the next few drops release. Now outside of the game drop dilemma, another largely speculated reason as to why Mojang is hesitant to update the end is they're worried about simply just messing it up. The end is hugely asked for by the community, meaning there's a really high bar for Mojang that they have to reach when updating the end. They also have to make sure that whatever they add doesn't mess up Minecraft's core progression and balance. As last time Mojang updated the end, they added the elytra, which is controversial for throwing off the balance of transportation in the game. If Mojang wants to make an end update, they're gonna want to add features with unique functionality that actually make exploring the dimension worthwhile, as it requires a lot of effort for players to get there. Even outside of balancing issues, it's also important that the new biomes and new mobs all feel fitting to the dimension. I know this has been said many times in the past, but it really is true that if Mojang does update the end, they need to keep the feeling of a barren and empty land. Empty in the sense that there's little life and something went horribly wrong. It feels alien. That's why I think the idea that most biomes should be focused around rock and crystal structures rather than lush forests is better for the end. Although I do think one lush forest or one form of wood set would be perfect, and the lush forest in the end could serve as an oasis, which could be kind of fitting for the wasteland of the end. I do have faith that Mojang will handle this part of the update properly when the time comes, but for now we just have to wait and see. Another factor that may have a role in why we haven't received an end update is due to the player base itself. Believe it or not, a vast majority of the people who play Minecraft have never actually beaten the Ender Dragon or visited the end in survival. While these aren't the dedicated fan base of the game, these are the players who are likely to hop on and start a new world every time Mojang releases a new update. Mojang may prefer focusing on adding content to aspects of the game that will bring the average player back, with features that are more commonly found and interacted with than something like the end dimension. Although this is definitely a good idea business-wise, I do think they need to appeal to their long-term fans as well. I definitely think this has played a role in the past on why they chose to focus on other aspects of the game, and things like the Nether and cave update will appeal to the long-term audience and the short-term audience are both commonly used by both, while the end is something that is definitely more exclusive to the long-term and dedicated fans. No matter what they decide to do, I do think it's important that they do dedicate some time to their long-term and dedicated fan base, as they're the ones keeping the game alive year-round, playing all year, making content about it, and these are the people that really allow the community to thrive. Now, besides the community, I think the last factor that could be potentially halting the release of an end update is Mojang keeping the update for when the game is largely declining. The end update is by far the most talked about topic among the Minecraft community, and it's no surprise it is widely requested for. Mojang could be holding out on an end update to use it as their trump card, bringing a large portion of the player base back during a time where the game is performing poorly player-wise. The end update would undoubtedly bring a large amount of the dedicated players back to the game, so saving it could just be a safety card to fall back on when the game isn't doing so good. They may even be saving it for the game's 20th anniversary, as the Nether was finally updated for the 10th anniversary of the game, so it would make sense, although that is a long time to wait. It still really shocks me that we haven't received an end update to this day, but these likely could have been a variety of the reasons it hasn't been introduced yet. Do these factors mean we'll never get an end update? Well, no. I think without a doubt the end will receive an update. It's just a matter of when. It could be next year, it could be in 5 years. We can't really say for sure. What we can say for sure is it's pretty clear the community is dying for an end update, and I think it's about time we get one. So Mojang, if you're watching this, please, we beg of you, start cooking up some concepts and get to coding, because we want this update really bad. But what do you think about some of these ideas on why we haven't received an end update? Do you think they actually played a role, or am I just tripping? I'd love to hear your ideas, so leave any thoughts you have down in the comments below, and if you did enjoy this video, a like is greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing so you never miss out on another video just like this one. Both are completely free and go a long way towards helping me and the channel out, so I'd really appreciate it. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.